But look at the power of the Ardas itself. We begin Ardas Eng.Katha, so we first acknowledge. First thing we say when we do the Ardas. Ardas Eng.Katha, Siddhi Wahe Guruji. We immediately acknowledge there's one God. That's our first acknowledgement. Ardas, there's one God, one prayer. So we start Ardas Eng.Katha, Siddhi Wahe Guruji. Waheguru Fateh, the victory belongs to that God. So we, first of all, give our understanding when we do the Ardas, that it's God's victory, not our victory, but the victory of God. Our victory was that we woke up this morning. That was our victory. That was our Fateh, that God gave breath into our body. And we woke up and we got out of bed and then we did our routine, right? But Guru's Fateh is the victory of existence. It's beyond the limited self. Right? It's beyond that. So Ardas Eng.Katha Siddhi Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh, Sri Bhagoti Ji Sahai, Varsi Bhagoti Ji Ki Patshai Dasli. So then we're acknowledging Pritam Bhagoti. What is Pritam Bhagoti? Pritam Bhagoti is the highest essence of the establishment of that Shakti power, that female energy, that Pritam Bhagoti, that princess beyond into the realm of exalted consciousness. So we're linking in right at the beginning of that Ardas, before anything else. We're acknowledging true Guru's victory, and we're acknowledging Pritam Bhagoti Simruke Guru Nanak Landia, that Guru Nanak, that first representation of that essence, is the Pritam Bhagoti, is that beginning and primal, beyond self. So just right there, in that prayer, in that Ardas, we're establishing what our relationship is, immediately. Because everything, my understanding, as I was taught to practice, that my relationship is that Guru's victory, that the relationship that I develop is in that Ardas, that is the key of my relationship. Whether we personally recite it, this morning they recite, or whether we're just as Sangat, it doesn't matter. It encompasses each and every one of us. Then we call in every one of the Gurus. We don't just leave it at that and then say, bless me, right? Then we bring every Guru, Guru Nanak, Guru Ardas, Ardas, Guru Arjan, Harbhavan, Siddhi Har Krishna, I just did taste of Teg Bahadur, Simrek, and meditate on Guru Teg Bahadur. What will happen? 9 treasures shall come running to you. Not walking, not crawling, but shall come running. Great is Guru Gobind Singh, protector of the faith, master of the unity. May he protect us everywhere. So here we've called on the 10 Gurus, and ended with Guru Gobind Singh Ji, the 10th master. May he protect us. May he cover us. And then we acknowledge Siddhi Guru Granth Sahib, the word of words, the truth of truths. By meditating on its words, on its guidance, every suffering shall leave. So look at the power then. Now, this is as I was taught. Look at the power of that. And that's not even finished. That's just started. We just began. Then we call on all of those who gave the Sahib Zad as the 4 sons of the 10th master, the 5 liberated one, the Panch Pyare. Those 5. You know, when the Nanpur Sahib in that time, and at that time, Baisakhi, 5 stood, but they didn't know how many Guru Gobind Singh Ji would. Maybe Guru Gobind Singh Ji would have asked for 10 or 20 and taken their heads. People didn't know. But on that day, he took those 5. And they became the Panch Pyare for all time. That we ourselves are represented by the Panch Pyare, whose seat of authority then became the Eng.Katha. then that seat of authority, the Guru Har Gobind Ji made the Ganj Bihari the Eng.Katha for all time as the central seat of authority for all Sikhs worldwide. The Eng.Katha is part of it. You know more than I know, but Doug, you know the Eng.Katha is Arjuni Singh. So the Ardas then is not just one prayer, but it's establishing the relationship of every Sikh, of every Khalsa, in its relationship to Guru Granth Sahib and to God. And then we, as Harmandir said, that we should have that Ishnan, that we should have that opportunity to sip and dip in the nectar tank of the city Harmandir Sahib, that golden temple, that it shall be, we shall have that protection. And to all the takhats, all the holy places that have been honored. So everything, just right then, we're bringing everything. Then on top of that, everything is behind us. So who's alone? Who's by themselves? Who's empty? And then we're reminded and release those 5 demons, those 5 passions, those 5 obstacles, those 5 attachments that take us away from that prayer, that take us out of the Ardas, the lust, anger, greed, pride, and attachment. And who should we be attached to? Only one thing, the lotus feet of God. And that should be our only attachment. And what are those 5 representations? Okay, lust, anger, greed, pride, attachment.